Alright guys, Austen Thomson here. I am going to show you a little bit of technique using the new Schwarzkopf clay lightener on this wee mannequin, alright? I am going to show you a really quick and easy technique for applying the Blondme clay lightener with 12% on a medium length bob. So this mannequin we cut the other day and used a razor to cut it, so you can look at a previous video which will link up above. You can see that if you want to know how that was cut. And what we're doing is a little bit of colour placement with the Schwarzkopf clay lightener, which is really excellent. So we're using that with 12%. The haircut is a little bit shorter through the back, it's a little bit longer towards the front. So what we're doing is flipping it with the colour, keeping the colour a little bit lighter through the front and gradually dropping that out through the back so it contrasts with the shape of the haircut. So what we are doing is we've worked a diagonal section through here. So we're lifting this hair out. And then what we will do is start in the middle, load the colour up in the middle first. Then we will start feathering up towards the front hairline. So working up here, and this colour you have to load it on quite thick because the idea is that it hardens on the outside and it stays moist on the inside, allowing it to develop. So I'm going to create this V section in the hair, so we're coming a little bit higher in here. Feather it through that middle area so it's got a softness to it, and then what I'm going to do is lift this out a little bit higher and then underneath on the hairline. And then we are going to use this, because I don't have a balayage board in the house, we are going to use this, which I believe is for scraping wallpaper, which we don't have any wallpaper and it's never been used. It's just one of these things we found in the cupboard. Okay, and then we want to saturate these ends. So you should see the colour doesn't leak through it underneath. The idea is that you place the colour on top and then the underneath hair isn't touched. Okay, if we're doing this on a real person, work it away from the face so that it's not lying on the skin, or use a little bit of cotton wool. Then we're going to take another section on a diagonal. We're going to apply the same principle. We're going to start through the middle, working here, stretching that colour up a little bit higher towards the front. What you want to be mindful of is that when you lay this colour on through the front, you want to make sure that is quite heavy. If not, it will not give you the desired result and you won't get enough lift out of it. Now we use the 12% because it's a different type of lightener. We're not saturating it into the hair like we do with the Blondme Premium Lift. So towards the ends we have to saturate this a little bit more. We're doing this little section in behind the ear, but we don't really bother so much about the back underneath here because it doesn't look so great on short hair. Right, so when we come to the front piece, we are looking same technique, lay it on thick in the middle, really thick, and then start to stretch it up. But this is one place where you need to really detail, get a little bit of symmetry in the hair. So bring this up as high to the hairline as you can. If you're doing this on a client, a nice technique is to either put a little bit of cotton wool under the front just to hold that away from the skin, because this will drop into the eyebrow and you don't really want that. But because this is on the mannequin, I don't think she's going to mind so much. But also you can stretch the hair over to the side and then lay it down. Just make sure you lift the hair from behind out the way and then just allow that to rest. And what this will do as it is developing, the clay lightener will dry up a little bit, which means that it's not going to bleed onto any other hair, unlike the other pre-lightener which remains wet and that would bleed, it would swell. So this doesn't swell at all, it's really cool. Okay, so in behind here, and what we're doing here is doing it on a diagonal, so we're going to start through here and then we're not going to do the V shape, we're just going to bring this down to one side. When we're working in behind this section here, you don't always have to take it really high up the root. You can start it a little bit lower down. Just keep a little bit of like some element of balance, but it doesn't have to be totally perfect with the balance. It's more about like lightening up some areas and creating texture through the ends. Let's take that up to here. Another thing you can do that can be quite nice is if you find it hard to get that soft angle on it, if you over direct the hair over this way. So if you over direct the hair like this, keep your angle quite steep. What you'll find when you bring the hair back over here, the angle steepens and then softens out. This is still part of your front section, so keep the colour heavier. Okay, just coming up into the last few sections. So this technique should be really quick. You know, you should work on it quite fast. That's the beauty of this clay, is that it's about colour placement rather than sometimes highlights that are going to take you a long time. This is more about placing the colour. So when we come up to the parting, we don't want to have tons of colour up here, but we do want to just make sure there's some balance. Alright, so now we've got a little bit of a darker area in here, so we just need to be mindful of that when we work our next section. These sections through the top I'm working on, I'm not making the V shape, we're just starting a little bit higher through the front and then working that steep angle on the hair, feathering up to get soft. Working on the ends using my wallpaper scraper. Please make me have enough. Right, so this section on the crown, we're just going to work that through the ends just because I'm worried that I'm going to run out. Can't be bothered mixing any more for one section. So we'll just taper that up. Hopefully got enough for these little ends. Yes! So that's a really quick little technique for colour placement. I'm going to bake this outside in the garden because it's sunny. Wouldn't normally put lightener under heat, but you know, these mannequins, they can sometimes be quite difficult in lightening, so a bit of sunshine is good for everyone. And we'll see you in the next video.